People of the internet, the rise and fall of Hans Kim is pretty tragic, but not as tragic as what I'm going to show you today, because today I'm going to show you that Hans Kim has hit rock bottom. I'm also going to show you what Hans Kim's rock bottom looks like, and then at the end of this, you can decide if Hans Kim still has a future in comedy, or is it time for him to give it up? Well, for those of you out there that don't have any clue who Hans Kim is a comedian that took the rise to fame with the Rogan Sphere. He was performing with Rogan at the Vulcan. He's a regular on Kill Tony. And then boom, he was also, when the whole movement went to the mothership, he went there. Rogan took him on tour, I think, or at least out on some shows. And he was given the blessing of Rogan, the Rogan Sphere, Kill Tony, and said to be a killer, one of the 250. Now that he worked his way up from the open mic in Kill Tony, he is one of the 250 that can make a career as a comic. Hans Kim took to that. He did his role. He did his part, and he failed. Because over the last year, Hans Kim's popularity has nosedived. And that little Rogan blessing has worn off, disappeared, and can no longer blind the people to him not being funny. And that's just bringing you up to speed on Hans Kim's thus far. But last week started the South by Southwest Conference in Austin. And this conference brings out the biggest, the best in the entertainment industry, as well as comedians. And everyone collaborates. They do shows together. They have big shows. They have small, private, intimate shows. You know, it's just one of the greatest things ever. I've been to it and I loved it. I got some VIP passes and I got to see some really cool stuff. Saw all my favorite bands that I've been wanting to see. And I think anybody should go to this. But the point being is the comedians showed up along with the best in the, entertainment industry. And they have planned out all kinds of shows. The best comedians are collaborating together. They're doing shows together. And our friend Hans Kim had the opportunity to network and to blow his career up. Well, none of the best comedians, or really any comedians, invited Hans to anything. So Hans had to take it upon himself. And you know what? We got to give credit to Hans. Because you know what Hans did? He got himself a headlining set. Pretty impressive, right? Hans got himself a headlining set. And not only did he get him a headliner set, right? He got him 2 comedians to open up for him. And I said to myself, I'm impressed. So let's look at, this was yesterday. Hans Kim performed his headlining set yesterday. Shroomed comedy at the Lazy Days Austin. This was from 6 to 9 p.m. $30 with Jordan J. Who's that? I don't know. I thought it was Steph Curry at first, and then the neon green Jordan J popped out, and I just assumed, right? And also Brent Pella. And they had the luxury of having a child design their flyer. And I said to myself, well, okay, $30. He's heading at the Lazy Days. You read more. The Lazy Days 420 coffee shop. So Hans Kim is headlining a show at the Lazy Days coffee shop. You say to yourself, I'll be there. And I said, great, I'll be there too. And look, if $30 was too much, now you can see Hans Kim for $15, and they're basically going to give you a free pre-roll and a bunch of mushrooms. So $15 for Hans Kim. Let's go. All these guys, they play arenas. So let's check out Lazy Days Austin. I can't keep it together. I'm trying. Oh, dude. Anyways, the 250 assassins are playing at a coffee shop at the end of a strip mall for $15 with a discount code. Free pre-roll and a little bag of shrooms. Okay, so you say, oh, It's a coffee shop at the strip mall. I thought he was one of the 250. I thought he was one of the 250. Well, maybe it's big inside. Maybe it's like a shotgun building, right? And there's going to be like 1,000 people in there. Sure. There's a space. Okay. Your background will be some metal barred windows. Cool. Well, let's just look. Oh, they have video. Let's check out the video. Oh, is that the snack case next to the stage? You see the snack cake? You can get a brownie. I just can't. I can't, dude. I'm trying so hard to keep it together. And I just want to shout out to the Central Texas Mycology Society for putting Hans Kim headliner together. I mean, like, come on, man. Why can't we just admit that we're stupid and we're not that cool and we're not that important, man? There's so much more I could say about Hans Kim, but it's so ludicrous that I just end up laughing because it's just like these guys try so hard to be impressive to people, and you don't have to be. We're not impressive. We can do impressive things, but mainly we're a lot of failure. Like, God, man, I mess up all the time. And it just happens. It happens all the time. But we have this thing where we're just trying to be cooler than we really are. And I think the coolest thing about this whole Hans Kim headlining set is the mycology society here in Texas. I think mushrooms are cool. Mycelium, everybody who likes mushrooms knows about Paul Stamets and mycelium running. Yes, before Joe Rogan, and then, okay, anyways, we could talk about fungi and all of this cool stuff. I don't know why I'm talking about it. The point is, why can't we just be cool, man? Why can't we just stop pretending? Hans Kim was on stage with a Rolex, fancy outfits, like cool, like, I don't know, sneakerhead shoes on, the expensive ones, just being cool guy. Said he went on and like tried to act like it wasn't a flex, but he told a story about how he got his Rolex or $10,000 stolen, and all this time he missed sight of making good comedy, being himself. He was trying to run with the big dogs. He was trying to run with the money boys. He was trying to be something he wasn't. And now, lest we forget, this is where you end up. You end up at a coffee shop in a strip mall in Austin, Texas, where the cops mess with you, but you always get a free brownie with each set. Know you like to bang, you don't stay.